This parable that Jesus brings to us. In the city, he said, there was an unjust judge, one who did not fear God, one who had no regard for man, the epitome of a narcissist. I don't need God and I don't need you. And in doing so, he is come to be known in the parable as an unjust judge. And I love the imagery that Jesus chose to give us encouragement to the unjustness in our life. He chose a widow to satisfy what he was trying to communicate to those listening. In the city, there was an unjust judge, and there was a widow that went to the unjust judge and cried out to him. It seems that from the outset, this widow and her well-being was ambiguous, cloudy, uncertain. The parallel between her and you cannot be ignored, because if you read between the lines, it is obvious her life is like yours. The circumstances of her life had eroded the citadel of her being. Her security was gone. Her protection had been taken from her. The boundaries that had defended her, established by the provision of the Almighty, were not visible to her, had been removed out of her life. This widow, poor and friendless. That is the identification of her name. By name, she is recognized to all in the community as poor and defenseless. She lacked the strength and the ability of her own to avenge the unjustness in her life. Alone but unwavering, day and night, Jesus says in the parable, she cried to the unjust judge. Her resolve deserves recognition. Day and night, she chose to weary the unjust judge with what she thought was hers, with what she thought she had been wronged in. By death, she had lost her husband or her champion of life. And similarly, by death, you have lost your champion of life because of sin. And as did Cain to Abel, so has sin done to you. I'm just pointing out what has happened to all of us. You aren't alone when I say by sin, you also have been done unjustly. And sin has robbed you. The thief is in the building. He steals, he kills, and he destroys. And your plea is similar to the unjust, or to the widow, to the unjust judge. Day and night you cry out. This unjustness is more than I can bear. I know it's not the highlight checklist to do you wanted, but it's what Jesus gave us in the parable. When the unjust presents itself in your life, do as did the widow, pray.